As they fill their stomachs, I pick their brains. So, what's the most stressful part of your business? They responded in unison, like a Greek chorus. Employees. I had anticipated this answer because that's what I always get, but I asked them to expound. We just can't find anyone. They don't show up for interviews. They're lazy. They don't care. They're so unmotivated. They're constantly calling out. They never last. They're always on their phones. Not only have I heard these things countless times, but I've also thought them myself. For more than 10 years, I was an owner-operator of 2 edible arrangements franchises in Los Angeles. I had teams of hourly workers and a management staff. I had been working full-time as a motivational speaker for 13 years before opening my first location, and that gave me a false sense of confidence. I believed I'd have an edge over other edible arrangements franchisees because I came into the business armed with such nuggets as there's no I in team and no one cares what you know until they know that you care. I'd read countless books on leadership and regurgitated their theories on stage. The problem was that my employees hadn't read those books. They didn't know how they were supposed to respond to my brilliant Jedi leadership tactics, and the cliches didn't land as I expected. There's no I in team. To them, that was just a statement about spelling. When I talked about how together everyone achieves more, team, their eyes glazed over. I tried brainstorming a list of company values with them. Are these the rules? One asked. I explained our opportunity to do something meaningful, to be part of something great. Another hand went up. Do we have to punch out when we take breaks? If you had asked me during those first 2 years what my biggest headache was running my business, I would have responded just like those retail operators in Memphis. It was my employees. Despite my determination to be a great boss, some of them ghosted me. Others stole from me. One of the first team members we fired had been calling ahead for others to punch her in when she was running late. Another called out on Valentine's Day, our busiest day, because she had to help her grandmother move. I once checked the surveillance cameras on my phone and found my assistant manager doing an employee's hair. A few succumbed to drug addiction. Several great employees left to make an extra dollar per hour at a business down the street. Many just moved slowly, repeated their mistakes, and topped out at mediocre. I did everything I could to help my employees succeed. I paid them fairly, I bought them food, I rewarded them with gift cards and praise. I clarified my expectations. I gave them additional training and second chances. I was the cool boss I always wanted when I was an hourly worker. I tried to make our workplace feel like a family. I also tried playing the tough boss. I wrote people up and came down hard. I let them know in no uncertain terms when they weren't working as they should. Good cop, bad cop, tender, tough, none of it made a difference. My business was a total shift show. It was as if everything I'd ever learned about leadership was wrong. These people were immune to my tactics. I had such an ambitious vision for them. I so badly wanted to create a culture of high performers, create the greatest workplace in history, and prove to my audiences that I could walk the talk and get results. If I couldn't do that, what business did I have telling others how to manage? I also wanted to make money. I took out a big loan against my house to open that first store. I begged my wife to trust me that this was a good investment. But I had no intention of giving up professional speaking, and that entails traveling. I had to build a team I could trust to run things while I was away. I was struggling with the same issues I was paid to discuss on stage. Years of sharing my messages with audiences had conditioned me to think positively and believe in human potential. But these real-world experiences were shaking me to my core. I was becoming cynical. It was stressful enough dealing with employees, but this was calling into question my entire life's work. I felt like a fraud. I started looking through some of the leadership books I'd collected over the years, searching for answers. As I thumbed through them, I realized something that hadn't occurred to me during my first readings of them. Most discussed leadership in large organizations. The employees they referenced were full-time and career-bound. Others spoke broadly about employees or team members, lumping engineers with cashiers, as if one-size management fits all. The books were loaded with jargon and models and consultants.